All right, welcome back to our module, Thinking with a Pencil. So now we're starting to think better things. We're starting to create a world around us that is a little bit more complex than just simple geometric shapes, rectangular prisms, but we will still use them as a foundation to build more complex things. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to have you do the challenge that you're seeing on the screen right now, which is to draw the following object in a two-point perspective. So you can start right now, but also I'm going to be doing the challenge myself so I can show you and guide you through it. First off, we're going to start with the horizon line. I'm going to do left vanishing point. Oop, need to sharpen again. You guys still use sharpeners? Sharpeners are boring. I like this one. It's like dangerous and messy. Okay. RBP. All right. So I have the front view looks like a U. In perspective, we're not really constructed by the rules of saying like, what's the right side? What's the left side? I mean, it's really more, what do you want? What is the profile? What are the things that you want to portray? Which features do you want to highlight better? So I'm going to start again from my basic, boring rectangular prism. I'm going to make this object be bigger than me. Now remember, I have put my left and right vanishing point pretty far away from each other on purpose, so I don't make an object that looks distorted. I'm going to settle for this point as the axis, sorry, not the axis, that's going to be the edge of the object. So I'm going to be talking about this edge right here on the right side of the object. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a long vertical line. Remember, in two-point perspective, we have, left vanishing point, depth on the right side and also on the left side of the object are going to be affected by perspective, but top to bottom is going to stay still as a vertical. And then I said the object is taller than me, so that means that it will go over the vanishing point. It will go over the horizon line. If the object is going over the horizon line, it means that it's taller than the viewer. Remember that the line of sight is lined up with the horizon, so it means it's taller. Now, I'm going to go ahead and connect these. Connect this side. So I have created the left side and the right side. And now I'm going to make a square to make the front view. Okay. Remember, these are verticals. Now I need to make that U shape. So everything that is on the left side is going to be affected by the left vanishing point right here. And these ones here are going to be verticals. They're going to be parallel. All the verticals are going to be parallel. This one goes here, and this one goes here. I'm not really caring about measures. It is very important when you're working with expressive sketching that you learn to eyeball things, make things look right, look at them and assess if they are working or not working. Do they look distorted? Do they look, is this the right representation? I'm really like eyeballing things. So for example, this one here, this edge, it's just learning a little bit about your gut feeling. And maybe this is the part where things get a little bit artsy. But it is that part where you need to look at what you're drawing and think if it's a feasible representation or not. So for example, here I have laid out all the basic foundations for my object. So I got this plane, the U shape you see here. I got the right side. And now I need to do the top view. I don't really see the top view because it's taller than me, so I don't need to represent that. But what I do need to represent is this edge right here, and this edge right here is going to be affected by the right vanishing point. I'm going to connect those two. The geometry is going to be occluded, so it goes all the way through, but we don't see it. And the right vanishing point will also affect this. Wow, look at that. It's beautiful. Okay, so we have the U-shaped block. I can actually go ahead now and erase all my construction perspective lines so we can truly appreciate what this object looks like. Now let's remove all the horizon lines. All right, so we got a pretty cool block in perspective right now. So I hope that helps you get this 2-point perspective. Now we're going to combine what we had before, which was the isometric sketching, and when we did the spaceship, and then we became more expressive by drawing inside that box. I want you to do the same thing. I want you to draw a chair in a 2-point perspective. So let's think about a chair. How does a chair look like? You can like break it down into two main shapes. It would be two cubes stacked on top of each other. And I'm showing you here a graphic here as a giveaway that will help you construct the very basic chair that we're going to use as a foundation. So what I want you to do is start off. I'm going to draw it really quick. So just left vanishing point, right vanishing point. Because I want to get to something a little bit more interesting. I want you to do the construction for this chair. It's like two boxes stacked on each other. Like that. Now vertical lines, do all the vertical lines up. See, that's kind of like a weird looking chair. Actually, I'm just going to keep going at it, drawing, and you can observe what I'm doing here. And Remember when I talked about assessing your own drawings? Don't be afraid to erase and start over. You know, this is all part of responding to your drawings. You're looking at your drawing, then you respond to it, and then you draw in response to that. So for example, here these measures seem too wide. It still seems too wide. So the chair that I'm visualizing in my head is not, it doesn't go so far back. It's actually more like a prism. So I'm gonna reformulate my sketch now to get the full dimensions of my rectangular prism that I'm going to use as a foundation for building this chair. So now that I have this vanishing point, this new vanishing point, sorry, this new vertex, I can build up the rectangular prism. And I'm going to do another one. That's going to be the base of the chair. No, actually, this is my base. That's where I sit. And now I'm going to prolong this vertical here because I want to make the legs. That's what like two boxes stack on top of each other. That's what a chair basically is, based on the graphic that I'm giving you, that orthographic representation of a chair. Very basic and boring. So I have the 4 legs. Actually, I'll need I have 3. I'm gonna do the last one. So I'll need this vanishing point right here, vertical line. So this is where the vertical line would end. And now the one that is missing here is going to be affected by the right vanishing point. Okay, so I have all the geometry I need for my chair. I can actually go ahead and erase all the things that are bothering me right now, because when I have so many lines, it just makes it hard. It makes visualization a lot harder than it needs to be. So right now I have the foundation, the skeleton for a 3-dimensional chair with a 2-point perspective. All right. So now what I want you to do here, okay, and this is going to be the next assignment, is to make this chair that you have the framework for look very creative and fun. So you'll have a lot of flexibility. This slide shows you that with that basic framework, all the creative fun things that you can make. So you can start cutting away parts, making additions. You can make little tiny sketches of things. How do you want it to look like? So for example, you can sketch things like this. If you want to do some curves. So what I want you to do is to be really creative inside the box of the perspective that you have just created. Okay? So what I want you to do is to practice making additions that are creative, making round edges. This is very important, that you start visualizing, for example, like how would it look like if it's a round edge on this side? How does it look like if it curves this way? So here we're getting a little bit more into the creative sketching. You're really kind of like getting to, you have created the framework that is feasible in 3D, but now you can go and think with a pencil and start doodling away. And one of the things that we use a lot in art is this concept of reaching the state of flow. And the state of flow is to get lost on what you're making. So for this reason, I want you to start sketching over the framework that you have created. And then I want you to bring these chairs to class. If you're in class working on right now, give each other feedback and see how they turn out. So with that, I'm going to end this demo today. And we'll see you next time for one last final challenge. For this week also, I would like you to take a look at this ID sketching video that is embedded. It's a really fantastic demo right here that shows this guy is making a video camera, and he goes through the process of adding cylinders, and this is a box that he freehands in perspective. You don't need much. Once you have the notion of the vanishing points, you can start building things a little bit more improvised. So yeah, so I'll leave it up there and check out the video, and then I'll see you next time for one last final challenge. All right, thank you.